veterans come home from Afghanistan, some of them wounded in mind and some of them wounded in body. And veterans need someone to stand up for them and fight for their rights, and fight for their freedoms, and fight for justice, and fight for long-term disability payments. And so we had an ombudsman who stood up for these people. Guess what happened to him? He just got fired by the Stephen Harper government. So veterans are saying, what's happened to this government? It talks all this patriotism stuff. It wraps itself in the flag when it suits it. But when a veteran comes home, that government is not there for them. And this story goes on and on and on. And I know I'm about to talk about a controversial subject, which is gun control. One of the things about gun control is that the RCMP, if you ask the RCMP and if you ask police chiefs across the country, they say, I know there's some problems with the gun registry, but we need it as a matter of public safety. And an RCMP guy got up in a public hearing in the Parliament of Canada in the spring, and he was asked the question, do you think the gun control registry is a good thing? And he said, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think it's an important measure that adds to the public safety and security of all citizens across Canada. And you know what happened to him? He was sent out to have French lessons. And if you think he's actually been sent to have French lessons, you don't understand Stephen Harper. He has just been fired. Okay? So here's the deal. Every time Stephen Harper is faced with someone standing up and saying, we don't agree with you, he gets fired. And then we have the amazing spectacle, truly astonishing spectacle of the census. I think if we'd done a poll or a census of this room, there isn't a Canadian who would have thought to themselves, we have a problem with the census. Not one of you would have listed that at the top of your concerns for the future of Canada. You thought, we have a census. They ask us questions. It's a good idea. A little more information is better than less information. It'd be better to fly this country's plane with instrumentation as opposed to fly it blind. Wouldn't you think that? I think that. I think you think that. Okay. But Stephen Harper gets up and he decides, here's a smart political issue. You haven't been afraid of the census before, but by the time I'm finished, you're going to be very frightened of that census data. Because he's going to threaten your liberty. He's going to invade your privacy. When in fact, every Canadian knows that the Census of Canada has a worldwide reputation precisely for protecting your privacy, for guaranteeing your freedom, for getting the information Canadians need in order to make informed choices. Et si, par exemple, vous êtes francophone, vous avez besoin d'un recensement pour que vous ayez accès aux services du gouvernement. What I said in French was, if you're a francophone minority, you need the census in order to be counted so that you can get the services you need. And there isn't a minority community in Canada who wouldn't say the same thing. We need a census in order that government can serve Canadians fairly. Businesses need it. Universities need it. United Way need it. Everybody needs a census except Stephen Harper. And then here's where you go. Here's how dumb it gets. You have Stock Day getting up in the middle of the summer. And Stock Day, has responsibilities for public security. And Stock Day is said, I think the question was, why are you building so many prisons, Stock? The crime rate is going down. The statistics show it. And Stock says, well, the unreported crime's going up. You think, wait a minute, Stock. Come on here. You either base public policy on published statistics or you're flying blind and you're flying with ideology. Come on, Stock. It's one or the other. Make up your mind here, but don't tell Canadians silly stories about unreported crime statistics. This is a stupid way to justify spending billions of dollars on prisons. And I'll tell you one thing, I would rather build schools, not prisons. So these are the kind of things that begin to assemble into a story about a government you can't trust, a government that doesn't tell you the truth, a government that doesn't believe in facts. And then people start saying, okay, liberals, what have you got to offer? Well, the first thing I've got to offer is evidence-based politics, reality-based politics, fact-based politics, politics based on the evidence, politics based on the truth, politics based on what's actually going on as opposed to what's in Stockday's head. How about that for a start? Canadians are looking for fiscal responsibility. We're in a $54 billion deficit. We had to dig them out of the Mulroney deficit, and this party will dig us out of the Harper deficit. So that's number one. Number two, and how are we going to do that? One of the other things they're doing, which we need to talk about and understand as liberals, is they're about to borrow $6 billion and give large profitable corporations a tax cut, a further tax cut. Now let's understand this. Our party has always believed in competitive corporate tax rates. We've always believed in keeping taxes low and competitive for all Canadian citizens. We brought the corporate tax rate down. But here's the difference. We did it when we were running a $12 billion surplus. They're cutting taxes when we're in a $54 billion deficit. You can't cut people's taxes with borrowed money. It just doesn't make any sense. So we're saying, press the pause on those corporate tax cuts till we get the financial house in order. That's very important because I can't invest in Aboriginal education. I can't invest in Thompson Rivers University. I can't invest in promoting forest products overseas for Canada unless I've got some cash in the bank here. And that's why we're saying stop those corporate tax giveaways right now because Canada can't afford it. So that's a clear alternative that we're presenting to the Canadian people, and I hope it has your support. What we're saying, this Liberal Express is not preaching to the converted. I don't assume that everybody in this room is a liberal or has always voted for a liberal, though I sure hope there are a few liberals. I think I smell a few. I think I see a few liberals. There's one there. He's put on his hand. He's come all the way from Calgary to Calgary. So, what we're trying to do is preach to the unconverted this summer. Reach out to progressive conservatives who wonder where the progressive went in conservatism, wonder where the compassion went, wonder where the accountability went, wonder where the transparency went in conservatism. And we're reaching out on the other side of people in the NDP and the Green, people who are concerned about the environment, concerned about social justice, want early learning and child care for every Canadian family, want a tanker ban in the North Pacific, want the extension of marine protected areas, and want to make sure that we make a decided international attack on the problem of climate change. Climate change for this region is not an abstraction. Let us pause and give thought and thanks. The people I met at breakfast this morning, the firefighters going up to Williams Lake, they had ash on their boots. They were having bacon and eggs in the White Spot with me, and they had ash on their boots. And they've been fighting fires all summer. Young Canadians, young men and women who are entitled to the thanks of everybody in this room. I can't say for certain that those wildfires are caused by climate change, but there isn't a thinking person in this room who isn't concerned about pine beetle, followed by forest fires, followed by this cycle that never seems to end. When I came in the room here, people were saying you couldn't see across the road in Kamloops last week or before. This smoke is a metaphor for the fact that we have problems here. We have got problems with climate change. We can't have a government that denies that there is a possible connection, I only say a possible connection, between cycles of forest fires, pine beetle, and climate change. I think this is telling us something, Canada. We have to wake up. We have to have a government that is prepared to act, prepared to use all the federal levers to get action on the environment. And start doing it now and do it for the next generation. Stewardship is at the core of what it is to be a liberal. We are stewards of the land. We are not owners of the land. We've had to learn that from the Aboriginal peoples. We are not owners, we are stewards, and we have to hand this off to our children better than we found it. And that is a message we are saying to those tempted to vote NDP and Green. And what we're saying is, look, there is a big red tent at the center of Canadian life. A big red tent, the flaps are open, we want people to come in. The progressive conservatives are disillusioned with the Harper government. We want people to come in from the Green and NDP who want action on climate change and social justice. We're saying to all Canadians, come on into the center. Come on into the center. This is not a party of the left, and it's not a party of the right. It's a party of the dynamic, progressive, reforming center. And so we invite all Canadians